What is going on, everyone? My name is Boit and I am back with some more Age of Mythology, the Titans action, spawning in the bottom of the map in the blue color, playing as Loki. He's from the DoD clan. His name is Shelty. His opponent today in the red color, playing as Oranos. His name is PiscoWorldEater. However, we're going to call him Matt. The map is Midgard, and this is the semi-finals of the RTS-Sanctuary Christmas Tournament. We go from a best of 3 to a best of 5. So potential 5 games in this series. Matt, playing Oranos, has played very well through this series, through this tournament, taking some games off some very strong players. Shelty as well, cleaning house, playing very, very well. Playing Loki this game, I believe he played some Oranos. He's been playing a lot of different gods, so it makes me feel like he's attempting to play more random god orientated in the counter god area. However, it got destroyed by the map. Midgard is definitely not a great map for Loki, but it's not a bad map for Loki either, because generally you have all the gold mines are forward, and Loki can do a really nice classical fight with Herser and what are they called? Longboats. So could be fine. Also, Loki shuts down Oranos like fast attack on the water. Like if he goes 4 minutes and 30 seconds, puts a forward dock, and then goes Valor on the 3 oracles plus Promethean. All Loki has to do is get 1 or 2 Herser plus the initial Ulfsark, and you can generally fight that off with a longboat. And there's not a lot that the Oranos player can do to defend against that. That being said, though, Oranos has got a lot of other options, like grabbing fast second town center. If you grab this town center, this gold mine is pretty much secured. Kind of, not really, but it's kind of secured. So you could go for that. This one as well, very similar situation here, where Matt could fight underneath the tower fire while defending the large gold mine. So it could be fun. As for relics, we do see the Canopic Jar of Imseti, which gives you 15% inventory build time, minus 15% that is, which is very good for Oranos, making them a Milo pump out like Spearman. Very, very good. Tower of Cetus is also there. Not really important in this matchup because I don't see that much tower play. That being said, though, Shelty could go Heimdall, grab the Heimdall tech for stronger towers, and then play very aggressive with those towers. Put a tower here, right, over that gold mine, chuck some wall segments, and then that gold mine can't be mined from. Do the same over here, do the same over here, and it could work. You know, it could work. It would be pretty funny, bit of a meme, but we'll see what happens. Okay, so we have seen Shelty's got 5 villages on wood, so he's going to be pumping quite a few of the fishing boats out. It's not max village on wood. Sometimes you can put about 7 villages on wood and still get a pretty fast advance time as Norse. But with the 5 villages, you still get quite a strong economy. Shelty's not pumping any more fishing ships out at this point in the game. Looks like he's trying to start another one, but unfortunately he was 1 food away. There we go. The fishing ships are going to start again. So he's not going to stop on those. Keep spamming those fishing ships. Jumping over to Matt's perspective. Has not thrown up a temple yet. So he's going for a little bit of a later advance time. I'm going to be spamming those fishing ships pretty fast. Or is there a temple forward? No forward temple, no back temple. We're just going to be waiting for him to grab that 100 food. So he's got the, sorry, not 100 food, 100 wood. He's got the 400 food already, so he could have done that fast advance time. However, deciding to go for 1 more villager, getting that temple up. Oh no, looks like he's probably going to be advancing straight away if he gets this temple up in time. He has 2 citizens building that one, so it should be up very, very fast. And it looks like he's going to be cancelling that citizen, and he is going for that 3:30 advance time, being 10 seconds late due to the fact that it's water. It's very hard to get the water to work in your favor and get constant villager production. So you trade off about 10 seconds of villager production to advance to the next stage. So this is about normal. If we jump back over to Shelty's perspective, he's going through 4 city, very standard, no Heimdall play coming. Shelty hasn't really scouted the map. It's very hard for Norse to scout the map in the early game on Midgard because his Ulfsark has to do so much building. He needs to get docks up, house, 2 houses and a temple essentially, so you can't really do a lot with that. We are seeing a Herso get built already though, so that's probably going to be a constant spam there. With 12 fishing ships, it means he can support a gatherer on auto queue as well as a Herso, and he's going to be totally fine. 2 docks up, enough to defend his fish, and he can probably just stay on the land and then go from there. Pisco, on the other hand, has to potentially work out how he's going to deal with Loki Herso. Herso are very, very strong units, especially when you start mixing in throwing axemen as well to deal with Murmillo. Generally, Murmillo are a little bit stronger than Herso, so they can deal with them, especially with Valor. However, if you throw in throwing axemen, they're very strong, so you kind of have to put in some Terma as well, and then the Terma don't do all that much. So it can be very well in the favor of the Norse play. We are seeing Shelty moving into the base of Matt already, so going to be bashing down this location here. We are seeing counter barracks getting produced here. Nice little building choke point there with counter barracks and military barracks. We're going to see that this Herso is going to be gathering a little bit of favor there. Shelty needs to hit that 10 favor to grab Hall of Thanes. He is producing those docks at this point, and his favor is going to go up pretty fast, bashing down a sentry tower at this point. So we are seeing that troll moves in as well to do a little bit extra damage and just protect against the Murmillo that are going to come out. However, once another Murmillo and the Terma comes out, that's definitely going to be enough for that Valor to come through, getting 2 Hero Murmillo and a Terma. If we jump over here, we are seeing a couple of these Bareems coming through. Shelty does have his longboats out already, but we're seeing Matt coming on both sides there. We are seeing that Valor comes down as soon as those infantry units come out, and this troll's very, very slow compared to the hero units of Oranos. You're going to chase that troll down very, very easily. This Bareem's going to get completely cleaned up by the longboat though. 240 HP to 290 plus 7 attack versus 5. Longboat completely destroys there. We are seeing more and more of these longboats getting produced, so Shelty does want to defend his water, but I don't think he really cares if he wins it or not. So just defending it, maintaining what he has. So what Pisco could do, or Matt, he could simply just build some more fishing ships. Instead of wasting the resources on this Bareem, should kind of realize that Shelty's probably not going to be doing all too much on the water, and you can put the pressure on, but simply just booming on the water would be totally fine, or grabbing that second town center. But we are seeing Matt moving out with these units at this point. We see a barracks down, sorry, a longhouse down for Shelty, as well as that temple, both pumping Herso. Needs to start thinking about transitioning into getting some of those throwing axemen as well. So maybe turning off this longboat and seeing what he can do here. We do see some nice micro here. These longboats are so strong. All you have to do kind of is focus the low HP one, and it's going to be totally fine. We are seeing that micro is going in the favor of Matt. However, one of those Bareems is going to fall. One of those longboats is going to fall. That's kind of what's going to happen here. We see more and more of these longboats are getting produced at this point in the game. If Shelty moves forward and forces this fight here, he doesn't know those boats are here, so he's not going to. We're just going to see a little bit of that micro action going on over here. Still producing more of those units here, and the Herso are coming through. No Hall of Thanes just yet. He does have the favor, not the wood. He has to produce too much wood on longboats to defend, so he can't exactly get the fast Herso just yet. So we're going to see some of these Murmillo moving through with those Terma in order to harass the villagers, but they're going to be totally fine. There's 83 food left in that berry, and Shelty wants to clean that one up. These Bareem getting sent back. Too many longboats there at this point in time, and the Bareem's over this side going to get pushed back again. Shelty playing very well, very positionally, very nice, not getting caught out. One little thing you have to worry about when you're playing water maps is not trying to engage too much, because your opponent's going to start firing first, and you want to be taking all of that as you possibly can. We are seeing another Val getting cast here. A little bit of micro here, in and out with those Terma. I'm going to be throwing a little bit of the damage onto the Herso, but they're not going to be too badly injured, and Shelty can cast this what's it called, healing spring at any point in the game in order to heal up those Herso, which you probably should do at some point. We are seeing Eyes of the Forest, which does gives infantry and Norse heroes +3 line of sight. Not sure it's that important, maybe a little bit of a waste in terms of building production, but he is grabbing the Hall of Thanes as well as that Eyes in the forest. We are seeing those Terma moving in now, going to be attempting to pick off these villagers. I think potentially Shelty might have forgotten that this changed in the last patch. Anyway, a little bit of a fight going here. We'll talk about that a little bit later. We are seeing these Herso move in. If he does chuck a barracks up and block those in, that would have been really, really cute, but did not do that. Nice little fight going on here for Matt, throwing a couple of shots out while everything else is going down, trying to pick off one of these Herso without losing any units. Unfortunately, that Herso is going to get away with his life. 4 HP left on that, and Matt taking a lot of damage on his army there. Not actually losing anything, but a significant amount of damage. So, Healer Spring has been cast. Now, Eyes of the Forest used to be a tech which gave your Herso more speed, but it was essentially a nerf to Herso. In essence, the initial Herso, as this fight continues up here, the armory is going to get picked off. You just have to build it. I don't believe it matters if it gets killed or not. I think if you finish it, you can still advance to that heroic age, which looks like Shelty's going to be doing right now. He's going to go through Bragi, I assume. Yep, Bragi is the god of choice. Anyways, Eyes of the Forest, nope, still going to be chasing here. Eyes of the Forest used to give speed to the Herso, but the Herso were a little bit weaker in their initial speed. Now they're back to base speed. Eyes of the Forest doesn't do anything anymore for Herso, apart from giving them some line of sight, and you only have to get that Hall of Thanes. It was a little bit of a nerf in the Voobly balance patch 2.0. Anyways, we are seeing a little bit of engagement there. Nice little pick off there. 1 Herso for 1 Terma. So Matt's going to be very, very happy about that. If we jump back over to his perspective at this point, he is going through Thea. He's getting his medium upgrades and he's producing some more units here. He is going to be producing another military barracks. No second town center just yet. We have almost seen this gold mine expire. It is at 300 gold, and Shelty's happy to mine this gold mine completely fine here, just chilling at his base while Matt's kind of running around trying to dictate the pace of the game. But Shelty doing really well to defend, and we are seeing these brilliant move past these longboats. I wonder if that's going to be noticed. Yes, PiscoWorldEater, Matt does see that, and a longboat's going to start firing. A little bit of micro here is going to happen, pulling these boats back, trying to fight while that's going on, so the micro does even more. And we do see that these longboats should be able to clean up this fight if they micro onto the low HP ones fast enough. However, it looks like that's not quite what's going on, but even so, they might still win that fight. We are seeing that heroic age has come in now for Shelty and Matt. Matt going to be casting that Hesperus tree at some point, though Dryads not going to be that important against the full Herso army. We are seeing this battle ball going to be moving in and using his special attack over the ox cart. Does get picked off. A little bit of a hassle there for Shelty. He's going to have to rebuild that ox cart. Is he going to send one over? I'd just send this ox cart over if I was Shelty, but it looks like he's just going to retrain that ox cart from this town center. Nope, he's pulled the ox cart over here, so he's going to send that one over. Still a little bit of a skirmish going on over here with those units. Looks like the Herso are going to be able to overpower a little bit more than what Matt can do here, so Matt's going to have to retreat. Shelty does actually have that timing push now. There is a palace going up. There are Stymphalian birds, which Shelty can't deal with at all, and he's not producing any throwing axemen at this point. So basically, Shelty has to ignore the Stymphalian bird, not take too much damage from him, and there should be a couple more of those Stymphalian birds coming out. If I was PiscoWorldEater, I would be building all the Stymphalian birds I possibly can and leave them right on this large gold mine. Not even worry about this, just pick off the villagers on the dwarves. However, it looks like Matt's going to get surrounded here. We are seeing flaming weapons get cast. Not sure I like this, because this is what Matt wants. Matt can just run around, lose a couple of units, that's totally fine. You want to force the fight on the gold mine with that flaming weapons. However, Matt's going to be fine here. He's going to be retreating. This Stymphalian bird's going to be attempting to pick off the battle ball. They do get quite a bonus. What is it? 20% bonus against the battle ball, so he does get picked off quite fast, and we do see 3 Stymphalian birds already out, and that second town center for Matt going to be coming through now. Those Hersos still chasing the medium Terma. I would still really love to see these Stymphalian birds just get sent onto a gold mine before the hill fort goes up to do a little bit of damage. Maybe even pick off that hill fort. We are seeing that these Herso are going to be enough to stop that location from going out. We are seeing the Stymphalian birds dealing quite a bit of damage to everything, not taking any damage in return. Town center is going up, and we finally see that Shelty has found Matt's mining operation. So he's going to be sending all of these Herso, I assume, over to this location. Matt needs to start pumping out some of those Carabalis that are deal with the Herso, as well as potentially grabbing those. Oh, he has got Heavy Murmillo, so he could just stick Murmillo at this point. Heavy Heavy Murmillo, very, very strong units, more than enough to deal with the Herso. And Herso just kind of sitting idle at the moment, building that hill fort, not sure if he's going to be using it for all too much. Potentially Shelty going straight to that Mythic Age. Looks like he is. He's got the gold and he's got the food incoming by trading. So he should be able to get to that Mythic Age very, very fast. Probably going to go through hell in order to get that Nidhogg, which can more than deal with the Stymphalian birds. There is a troll here as well, so troll can do quite a bit of damage with that hill fort. That being said, if you just get throwing axemen and get that upgrade, it's going to be totally fine. So let's see which god he just decided to go through. Hell. Hell's very strong. You get access to fire giants as well as that Nidhogg. Nidhogg very difficult for this army of Matt to deal with. That Nidhogg's going to come in, he's going to be able to sit on a gold mine, also be able to pick off those Stymphalian birds. At this point, this damage is quite severe. He's going to be picking off these ox carts as best as he can. Can actually sit these guys on passive stance, so you don't even have to worry about them. They can just kind of chill here, not run into that hill fort fire. However, it looks like they are going to be doing a little bit of that at this point, taking a little bit of free damage, which they shouldn't be doing. We are going to see these ox cart getting focus fire. We are seeing Herso moving in here, trying to prevent this town center from going up. Shelty does not want this town center up, does not want Matt to have that extra population. However, it looks like there's too many units over here at this point. Looks like Battleball, if they can get onto this, they're going to be able to delay it even more, which looks like they are on it, so they're going to be doing quite a bit of damage. These Herso doing so much damage as well. They might even get a myth unit spawn at this point, but they're not fighting anymore. Looks like these Battleball potentially going to get picked off. We are seeing the Terma getting focused, the Hero Terma, excuse me. You want to pick those ones off so they do a little bit less damage, and looks like all those Battleball getting picked off by all the hero units of Matt. The Murmillo doing absolute work at this point. I'm going to now see those Jarls coming in, those Stymphalian birds coming back now. They can start picking off some of these units for free. I'm still surprised we haven't seen any throwing axemen. That being said, we can see the Ballista coming out as soon as Shelty hits that Mythic Age. Ballista can now start coming out, as well as Fire Giants. My favorite combination, Fire Giants and Ballista, get those pumping. So hard to deal with those. We're going to see those Stymphalian birds retreating. They should just be firing though. You don't really need to worry too much. You're going to see that Nidhogg get cast right here, and it looks like that town center might even slow down even more at this point. Is he going to be focusing that? Nope. He's going to be looking to pick off those Stymphalian birds instead. Looks like this town center is going to be able to be kept from going up for even longer. Sending that Nidhogg in, he's taking so much damage from those Stymphalian birds. They should be focused firing him straight away. Those villagers going to take a bunch of damage from this guy. However, looks like Shelty's fine with it at this point. He's going to be moving over to the gold mine, attempting to pick off these units with that Nidhogg. These town centers are going to be falling. Those fire giants should be auto queued at this point. Fire giants coming out. He's got two of those fire giants. Still going to be transitioning into Huskars. Not sure I'm the biggest fan of that. Better to be building those Ballista at this point, and we are seeing that those Terma are coming out. Frost Giant spawn, that's a nice spawn there. You can use that special attack to do quite a bit. We do see that Matt has gone through the Mythic Age, through Hecate, so he can move in with that Lampade now and start creating havoc on those Fire Giants. If he can make that happen, it's very, very strong. Or on the Frost Giant, either or is totally fine. You need to get those Herso to get onto that Lampade straight away, move that Fire Giant back. However, it looks like the Lampade is going to be able to move in here and change that Fire Giant onto the other side, so that's unfortunate there for Shelty. And we do see that a Terma moving in, going to be using that Tartarian gate on this location. Much better would have been on the gold mine, potentially over here, so he can attack over this location and this location. However, going for the main base, going to be attempting to pick off that fortified town center. Bunch of units over here. Shelty sitting at 120 population, Matt sitting at 112 population. He does have not much food in the bank, so he should be thinking about transitioning into more of a wood-based army at this point, but it looks like there's just too many units here for Shelty, putting on unrelenting pressure. He isn't doing anything about this Tartarian gate. I'm lucky some of those Tartarian spawns sitting in the back of the base there. They want to be moving in and dealing some damage for Matt. However, Shelty's going to be happy about that one. Those citizens getting picked off. This town center is still not up. Matt has managed to get this second town center up though, so he is doing quite well there. Not betting that third town center up though. So Matt, if he can't defeat this army, he's going to be in a really difficult position. That Fire Giant finally trying to pick off those Stymphalian birds, doing a little bit of micro there. The Stymphalian bird at 15 HP does manage to escape there with his life at this point, but it looks like the Fire Giant going to be switching targets and picking off those Stymphalian birds so fast. Does so much damage. Nidhogg coming back in. looking to do even more damage. It looks like basically Shelty needs to think about getting some of those siege units in here to pick off this palace. We are seeing fanatics getting queued up, but still not enough income of the food for Matt. Only 14 villages on food. Could have decided to build some more stuff. Got so many idle military over here. That's not what you want to see at all. Get those idle military over here to fight and defend. Matt could be doing so much better at this point, but unfortunately he is going to fall at this point. We do see that Dryad is getting cast here, and that is going to be it. Dryad is getting auto-queued, and he's going to be attempting to defend here, but it looks like too much damage, too much from Shelty. This palace is going to fall. These units are going to be picking off everything here. I'm still so sad there's so many idle Miller here at this point. Shelty's sitting here with such a strong economy, doing so well. Being able to ignore this Tartarian Gate, doing pretty much no damage, is such a huge win there for Shelty. And Matt deciding to tap out. GG, well played there. Super good game there by Shelty. Unfortunately, Matt, I think he played well. I got a little bit unlucky with the Tartarian Gate. Probably should have focused more on the gold mine. Maybe use the advantage of having Stymphalian birds a little bit earlier on this location and just left it there, man. Like, if you can get there while your opponent is in the heroic age, force out the throwing axemen, then at least they're not going pure Hersa and Jarl, and you can at least deal with that a little bit better. Stymphalian birds sitting on the gold mine, so difficult to deal with as a Norse, but unfortunately that wasn't what happened. Fortunately for Shelty, getting to that heroic age super early, getting the Hell, getting the Nidhogg, getting the Fire Giant, and managing to push through, take the game. If you enjoyed this game, please rate, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell if you enjoyed it and want to see my videos as soon as they come out. My name is Boit, and I'm going to see you guys next time.